Hey guys, it's me, Breckin, and today we're going to be talking about my brain tumor, but we have a special guest. It's my mom.
Hey everyone! So tell us about your brain tumor. When was your brain tumor found? Do you remember?
July.
May 9th.
May 9th.
May 9th, 2016, so it wasn't that long ago, right? And, but you don't remember much, do you, about your brain tumor?
I do a lot.
Okay, a little bit more than you thought. Okay. So you want to tell about the journey, huh? Don't you?
There was this humongous journey I had to went through. 27 days until it was taken out.
Taken out?
I had to do a couple things, like look at some stuff and look at like different colors. I was kind of seeing different colors.
Yeah, you were seeing you had double vision, and
I was seeing different.
You were having severe headaches. What else? Well, we didn't realize that like some of the things that was going on with you. You were running sideways in soccer, and or you would fall, and it would take you a long time to get up, and we didn't realize. We just thought you were kind of being, like a typical dramatic kind of kid, being funny. He can kind of be a clown. So we didn't really think anything about it because he didn't have any other symptoms. And Dad's a chiropractor, so when he would get a headache, he would get adjusted, and then Breckin would go off and run like a typical little kid and go play, and he would say, "Oh, my headache went away," and what was happening was it was actually releasing that fluid that was on your brain. So Dad was actually saving your life and didn't even know it because we had no idea about the brain tumor. Do you remember having to wear the cloths on your eyes because your eyes had so much pain?
Yes, it actually kind of felt really good, but it mostly actually kind of helped it. But how we actually found it, it was not actually I didn't felt it until a couple weeks after, when you still can see the crack. If you come inside our house, you'll see a little area where those pictures are, like a dog and
that's right. You and brother were playing.
It was back there. It was right behind there. Briggs had the blue ball. He was holding it with both hands. Then he smacked my forehead right here, right onto the wall, and I cracked it. Like my head was a walnut.
Oh. Yeah, so brother and him, they were being typical boys and playing with a ball in the house like they weren't supposed to. I was asking them to take the ball outside, like a typical parent would say, right? So, and you ended up hitting your head, but we didn't think anything about it.
And I had a really big, red mark over here.
Yeah, but it never bruised or anything, and so we didn't think anything about it because, but it wasn't until later we found out that most likely it probably jolted it enough that it started causing more fluid to build up, and we didn't know. So it was actually probably a blessing in disguise that he somewhat hit his head, because we would have never found the tumor. And less than 1% are these type of tumors are found in children, and they're usually found when they're 10 and older. And Breckin is only 7, and he had just turned 7 in March, and then we found the tumor in May. And so the tumor was found May 9th, and we went through kind of a whirlwind. He went through about 4 surgeries in 27 days, with the last one where the tumor actually was resected from his brain, out in Memphis, Tennessee at St. Jude. So Breckin's a St. Jude kiddo, and he's proud of it because they're an awesome facility that does amazing things for kids, and it was just it's an amazing story to tell, and we're working on your book. It's almost done, right?
Yeah. Guys, if my book is already done,
it's not
how
done.
much will it cost?
I don't know yet. We have to, once it's to the publishers and all of that, they'll determine the cost of the book.
Well, it's just pretty much tells you all about it, and there's artists,
and then so but in the book you talk about, it's really cool because it talks about the journey on each page, and it shows a little boy pushing the page open, and it shows the little boy talking to God, because you had several conversations he told us about that he talked to.
Oh, and I also forgot to mention, when we were driving to St. Jude and I fell asleep, God touched my spirit. I went to heaven. I thought I was already to St. Jude, but I went to heaven. And I was like, are we already there? And I didn't hear anyone but God's voice. And I was like, I turned around and I was like, is that God? And then that's how I went to heaven.
Yeah, we knew nothing about this until he woke up and he said, I spoke to God. And anyhow, it was quite the touching story. And Breckin likes to share a story about how God came to him and spoke to him and said, everything's going to be okay. And he even told me along the way, he said, everything's going to be okay, Mom. And it was hard, because as a parent, it's hard to hear that. But he actually had conversations with God and was very vivid. In fact, I guess when you went into, the OR room, and I got to go back with you, how you said it was really strange because you felt like, they were there. You tell the story so great, but where you're actually getting the tumor pulled out of your head, and Jesus and God are both there holding your hands or something.
Oh, and actually what they actually did, they actually went invisible. Seriously, they went down to heaven. I mean, heaven down to here, like, 1 second. Like, 1 second. And they hold my hand. I was like, I felt I was having an amazing dream, and I felt my hands got hold, and I didn't know.
They were holding your hands. Okay.
And they actually went through God and Jesus, so they cannot get felt, and they hold my hand until I was really like, I'm a sport kid, a normal kid, and a St. Jude kid. I'm 3 different type of kids.
I love how we share stuff. I mean, we've really documented some of these conversations he had, especially right after the whole thing happened. And it's a really cool experience when he woke up, and it was about as plain as you can be. Like, he said, yeah, he got to speak with God, and Jesus was right there, and said that he earned his earthly wings and cape, and to go and do good into the world, or something like that he would. And he just kept talking about this conversation with God, and it was very vivid, and we just kind of, wow, okay. And at the time we weren't thinking, we didn't have any pen or paper, we were trying to write it down, but it was really neat. And it's going to be in his book, and we're going to talk about verses and things that we used, and oils we used, essential oils we used, and things like that. So, anyways, I feel like I'm interviewing you, buddy. Like, are we done?
Hold on a second. So, guys, if you are a scientist or watching this, you probably want to know this. God told me this when I first went to heaven. He told me that there was an Oklahoma king. He was the nicest king.
Yeah, he keeps telling us about this Oklahoma king. It's interesting.
His father was a really nice guy, but to the soldiers, those soldiers actually saw dragons, but the first ever dragon they slayed, they didn't slay it, because that dragon was a nice dragon. So that dragon died when it was 144.
Where did the number 144 come from?
What?
Where did the number 144 come from?
God told me that, but I forgot to mention it to you.
Well, there we go. I don't know. Sometimes he told me about the king, the Oklahoma king. He's always told me about this Oklahoma king.
Yeah, he had like a couple children.
I don't know. See, he just has these like really cool things. He never talked about any of this before. He said they were just very vivid in his dreams that God spoke to him about.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're the Oklahoma King. You're going to do something great. You already did something great. You did something great for me, baby. I love you. All right. Are we done? We'll see everybody later. We love you. Bye.
Bye.